every fucking line. How much money does it actually cost to start a line striping business, and what 3 bits of equipment do you absolutely need? Let's have a quick look and I'll tell you. First up is your line marking machine itself. This one is the Graco 5900, my all-time favorite. This thing actually set us back about 10K with the laser guidance systems, and it'll spray every different type of paint you'll ever need. It'll do every kind of job from larger car parks to smaller ones, even full lorry bays like this one, it'll do absolutely fine with. The next thing you're going to need is a dryer. Now this is a standard propane dryer. They're about 2.5 grand. They're nowhere near as good as the turbine ones, but they are about 20 grand cheaper, and I think they do a brilliant job. And last but not least is a grinder. Now arguably these things start at about 15 grand, then you add the actual cutting disc on the bottom, they'll comfortably go over 20,000 and above. And of course we've added a drive-on system as well, so this all in is about 30,000 pounds worth of machinery. But again, you can pick up a really basic grinder for about 2.5 grand, and that'll help prepare the ground on concrete and remove the old lines that you see along here. And that is just about everything you need in order to get started. Now, of course, there are extras you could add. For example, we've got a backpack blower over here, which is really good for clearing leaves, dirt, and everything else off the ground. A nice big moss brush that also cleans the surface for us. And of course, spare line marking machines that you can see behind me as well. Always worth adding if you've got the budget, but not necessary when you start. I do think that these are the must-have items, but of course there are some nice-to-have items as well as decent string lines. These things are an absolute godsend. We use the Milwaukee ones, 100 feet, they're absolutely brilliant. Same with the paddle mixers, we've stuck with Milwaukee for those as well, because again, they're so powerful. They don't sort of break where you get with the drills where it sort of overheats the motors. These things are designed for mixing, and they are absolutely superb. Of course, there's always a few small hand tools as well, sort of spades, buckets, and shovels and brooms, etc., for sort of clearing up debris and dirt. And then of course some really handy little jerry cans, some funnels and filters. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. It's a nice easy one. You know, another cheap little trick you can do to do nice straight edges if you've got bumps in the ground or if you've got an uneven surface, we buy bits of wood like this. This is what we call featherboard here in the UK. This will cost you a couple of pounds for a length of wood, and they're really, really good for straight edges. They also burn incredibly well with the paint on them as well. Honestly, that's about all you need to get started. There's a lot of other things you can do. Obviously, you want to build a website, you need to get some marketing done, but in terms of equipment, I'd say that's about all you need to do. Put in a couple of yellow lines. Just going to depressurise. That's the one. And back as far as we can. So I'm actually just going to go over the existing line, same sort of width. I mean, not bad, to be fair. I think that actually looks pretty good. We're going to get one more in. Let's do exactly the same. Second walkway lines in as well. Happy with that. I think we must be out of paint. Glug, 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 glug. I always tell you guys that I always make a mistake whenever I come to site. That's got to be re-straightened out. I fucked it up. Made a schoolboy error, look at that. See that? And I accidentally carried on, and then it's in front of a fire exit. Well, today, it's no different. Same as every other day. I made a mistake. Middle of a zebra crossing that Lee's installing. Sure enough, I painted over it. Worse than that, I actually walked in the paint as well. So these are my footprints that we've now got to remove from the bloody floor. And then over here, that's a zebra crossing. And I've painted right over it. I didn't see the little blue going that way. Fucks it right up, Lee. What do you mean it's fine? There's the walkway. Fuck's sake. It'll be all right. Here's the question. Do you prefer single hatching or cross hatching? This is single hatching. And in my opinion, that looks better than cross hatching. Cross hatching just looks messy. There's just too much going on. But you imagine this just crossed all the way over. It's not even about the paint or the cost. It's about just how tidy I think this one looks as it is. I think you can clearly see it's a hatched area that you shouldn't be parking and you shouldn't be leaving your stock in the way. It's very obvious what it is. I don't think that just crossing over the other way does any real benefit. I think it looks untidy, it looks messy. Do you know, I've actually got a secret little trick for getting straighter and smoother line markings. There are two things I do. One of them is I go slow. You do not need to go fast. Nice, easy little pace like this, probably going at 1 mile an hour. Really nice and easy. Does a great job keeping the line smooth, even consistency, same thickness all the way through. Really works a treat. The other one is tyre pressure. Now I keep my tyres fully pumped up the whole time. Means I've got the machine completely balanced and even. I can push it one-handed like this. It stays running smooth. Now I had a question on YouTube the other day. Sorry about the noise. Somebody asked me about tyre pressures. I run mine really high at about 55 PSI. Now the reason I do that is I don't like the machine wobbling back and forward. I want it as smooth as possible. And if your tyre pressures are lower on one side, the machine will actually pull to one side and you won't be able to go one-handed like this, but you just won't get very smooth lines. So this is going to be a 4 metre line with a 1.5 metre gap. The reason we're doing that is it matches up with what the existing lines were and what they had. So all I'm going to do is I'm using the 5900, so I can just about see where he's put his marks. And I'm going to try and follow these the same way, all the way up. Now this is a little bit thick in my opinion, but it is for lorries, so we do want quite a big line. Done it again! Blocked again. Fuck's sake! We're editing now, right? And the machine didn't go quite well. It kept blocking, got a little bit upset with it, so we decided to end the filming there. We're not going to add any more on it, but what we are going to do, while we're knocking this all up together for you guys right now, we're going to jump over to another site where we're installing over at Cinch in Swindon. Let's jump over and I'll show you how that one went instead. That is just about another week wrapped up here at Linemark. It's been a pretty good week all in, although we've got a few bits to organise. So I've got a trade show running next Tuesday. We're at the NEC for 2 days. Now I ordered some panels that I made a mistake. I ordered the wrong size, so we're going to redo it. And I'm literally trying to get online and literally get some bits ordered quickly for our little trade show at the NEC. So if you guys haven't seen, there's the robotics. So obviously we don't do robotics, but it's the robotics and automation. It's at the same time at the NEC as a few other bits that are going on there. Now, this is all about warehousing and logistics, and so I figured it would be a pretty good place for us to go to. And yeah, to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. It's just we're not massively organised and we've only got a week to go. So I'm trying to organise that at the same time. And at the same time, I can't share who it actually is at the minute, so I appreciate we've blanked out some bits. I've had a customer not pay, so we've had to issue a court summons, which is really a pain in the arse. But you know what? That is just what happens when you run a company. Sometimes people, they let you down, they lie to you. It's just a pain in the arse. You know, it happens multiple times. We have a job booked in for next Tuesday, and the customer booked it, signed it, agreed it all, and now they've pulled out. Unfortunately, we can't drop into another job because obviously when you're doing a car park, line mark, or a warehouse or anything like that, you have to close the car park, or you have to close the warehouse, or agree the areas that are going to be shut. So you can't just drop onto another job. It doesn't work that way. Everything has to be organised, whether you've got tenants, whether it's staff, it doesn't matter who it is. General public, if it's an open car park or a main road, it needs to be organised. And so unfortunately they've cancelled last minute and told us, we're not paying you, Alex, jog on down the road. They also contacted one of our competitors, and it appears they've booked them in for the job. So I think actually what's happened is they've just got a cheaper price elsewhere and they've thought, yeah, we'll go on with them. Not a problem, that's down to the courts to decide. And that is pretty much a wrap for this week. Hopefully I will get the banners organised and ordered in time, pick them up on Friday this week. We can get to our trade show on Monday, and hopefully it'll all go well. Anyway, as always, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.